I'm Michael Flaherty.
And this is Flahertys on Films. I don't know where that was.
The best movie podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, I mean, it's so great because we don't know anything about movies, and
that is my favorite part of our podcast, too. We have 2 reviews on iTunes, I believe, that are both 5 stars and glowing, and we don't know who reviewed them.
Yeah, no idea.
Strangers.
Definitely not good friends of ours or fans.
So that's a good signal. So it's math. It's not just us saying it.
Yeah. This week, we continue our countdown with Sunrise, a film from the 20s. But the full title of the film is actually Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans.
Beautiful title.
So...
From 1927. Do we have an IMDb description?
We do.
Synopsis. An allegorical tale about a man fighting the good and evil within him. Both sides are made flesh. One, a sophisticated woman he is attracted to, and the other, his wife.
That's a terrible synopsis.
Yes, it is.
I'm
Boy,
very...
is it bad. Boy, is it bad.
Oh, boy.
To reiterate, don't know if we said it, it's a silent movie.
Yeah.
In 1927.
My favorite moment is we watch it together, and Mikey's first comment is, could you please turn it up?
Can we turn it up? I don't hear anything. It turned out not to be a very dumb comment because there was music, and you have a fact about that.
Oh, yeah. So it is technically a silent film because there's no dialogue, but it's the first film that was released with sound in that it has a soundtrack and limited sound effects, like train whistles.
So if somebody watches it and asks to turn up the volume, it's fine. That's a normal thing to say.
It was not totally kosher
Not
for me
totally
to just
dumb.
make fun of Michael constantly.
There's someone on the phone.
Someone on the phone.
No, they don't care about us. All right.
So you have seen this film before?
No, I don't know why I would have.
Ever.
I've never heard of it. It's just great.
Yeah.
It's great. Have you seen this movie
I've
before?
not seen this movie because, like you said, why would we have seen it?
Right.
My initial reactions are, whoa, what? Huh?
Yeah. I feel like this movie was sort of made up as it went along.
So I think a better synopsis would be that it's about a man who falls...
A farmer.
A farmer who meets a
Lady from the city.
A sinful lady
sinful-
with dark hair who smokes. And she's like, oh, we should run away together. And he's like, great. And she's like, well, the only way you can do that, obviously, is to kill your wife. And he's like, great idea. I'm going to do that. And then he's like, okay, he's all set up, geared up to kill his wife. He did a lot of steps to prepare for killing his wife. And he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't think I am going to kill my wife. And then the next hour of the movie is a romantic romp in the city with his wife as they fall back in love.
Yeah, that happens.
Boy, oh boy.
And I feel like that he immediately was, when they went to the city, him and his wife, he was still kind of creepy, still kind of, I'm going to kill you-esque, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a scene like that where he was like, going to choke her or something?
I mean...
We saw this movie mere minutes ago, and I've forgotten the whole thing.
Yeah, it was surprisingly boring, but perhaps we are talkie fans.
The
we like
last
talkies.
movie we saw was Spartacus, and we saw 3.5 hours. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through that. And we did. We were glued the whole time. But this movie was an hour and a half long, and each minute you could feel.
Yeah, and I know
personally.
I know we are really talking this up. And if viewers at home want to watch it, you cannot rent it on Amazon. You can only buy it for $50. So when I went to go get the 1-star reviews, they were lacking. So I had to go to IMDb to get some reviews. If you want to, and they're long. I apologize.
Our Amazon reviews.
Yeah, IMDb people. Wow, they put time and effort and care into every one of their reviews. So these are the 1-star reviews from IMDb.
Okay, here we go. Dude is a legit psycho.
No, wait, that's mine.
Oh.
That was my review.
Colleen's notes were here. I was about to say, that's apt.
Thank you for telling me how apt my note is.
It's a good note.
Yeah, we'll start here.
Let's start with the real review. As you can see, sadly, the Nazi machine is still in force. This is a silent movie that does only one thing. It is part of the basis for Hitler's Nazi machine. Don't know where they're going so far.
Right?
Michael's note. Don't know where this review is going. Don't know where it came from. All right, here we go. It goes beyond sick. The hero is a good German ideal male, dark-haired like Hitler, and the heroine is the blonde. This goes with the Nazi genocide program as the movie bends over backwards to justify the hero attempting to kill the dark-haired woman. Yes, it is dumbfounding. Yes, no rational person could call this anything but a pile of crap. Yet we see numerous neo-Nazis praising this hate-filled high Nazi propaganda in these reviews. These sick movies helped the Hitler genocide program, and in fact were the cause. There is nothing original in this, nothing of value. It is truly sickening, and only a raving Nazi lunatic could endorse this garbage. Wow. Michael here again. I don't know if there's anything about Nazis in this film at all.
I do not see how this movie is propaganda for genocide. Now, not a big fan of this film.
No,
I did not see.
No, do we get a name for these reviewers?
No names.
Oh, well, Janice, who I'm assuming reviewed this one, Janice was not even close to right. Nothing to do with Nazis.
Right. Like my note said, dude is a psycho.
That's apt.
Yeah, but
Janice was not as apt.
However, I don't see how they were... I didn't see the narrative of the pure Aryan race being pushed in this film, especially as there were only like 3 characters.
Yeah.
So... I don't really get where Janice is coming from here.
All right, you read this one. These are long ones.
An emotionally unstable countryman struggles with the choice between his mistress from the city and his innocent country family. The main problem I have with this film is that it's unintentionally funny when trying not to be, and unintentionally disturbing when it's trying to be cute or funny. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is a bit of a spoiler, but having a character who almost murdered his wife chase her up a hill yelling, "Don't be afraid of me," is more ironically funny than it is pathos invoking. By the way, this is not a person I want to hang out with.
No.
Colleen, note that I've never used the words pathos invoking. My
Deborah here's
goodness.
a little full of herself.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's not worth suffering you'll endure if you dislike poorly written directed films. Yeah, all right.
So, any comments on that review?
I did enjoy that little note about... Yeah, that was weird.
There's a scene where after he doesn't murder his wife, but she kind of figures out, oh, you were going to murder me, and she runs away, so he chases after her, screaming, "Don't be afraid of me."
And she's like, "I'm not a fucking idiot."
Do you think it was funny? I thought it was like, oh. I didn't really have any human feelings when watching this movie.
Right, which is weird, being a song of 2 humans. I don't know.
I didn't think it was funny.
No. I mean... So
there was that hilarious. This is so funny. There was the hilarious scene where there's a circle of people watching a dance, and on the side is a man and a woman, and her straps of her dress kept falling to the side, and he would like put them back up, and that happened like 20 times.
Yeah, and then in the end, he was so frustrated that he pulled down both straps, and she got mad.
See, that's comedy. That's really funny. But the "Don't be afraid of me," not funny.
There was also the drunk pig.
That was really funny. There's a pig drinking some wine.
And then it was kind of drunk, I guess.
And
that was it.
Yeah, see, that's really funny.
So I should know. So, like, the very beginning of the film is, like, so he's with his mistress, who, by the way, says, kill your wife. Then he starts choking the mistress.
Oh, that's what I was... Okay.
And then they start making out, because that's... And he's like, all right, I guess now that we're making out, let's totally run away to the city, and I'll sell my farm and kill my wife. And so the beginning of the movie is so dark and misty. And then the second half of the film is like zany, funny comedy in the city while we're falling in love and dating.
Yeah,
and it's so... weird.
This movie, it was made as it went along.
So, just to kind of, on my general thesis of...
Do we want to finish the reviews before you jump into our general broad analysis?
Sure, if you want.
Personally, I am not inclined to watch a silent film. Agreed. In a day and age where visuals and audio are 2 key elements to even have a movie, one without the other can be impossible to imagine. The film Sunrise, 1927, progresses very slowly. It seems to almost never move on to the next scene. The entire plot of the film could have been chopped up to about 30 minutes rather than the painstakingly 2 hours and 53 minutes, that's not how long it is, that the movie takes to resolve its conflict. But keep in mind that I am writing this review in a modern setting. So
I like that he told us that he is writing this review online in modern times, so we get some context.
I think what he's trying to say is like... What I try to say is that I don't pretend to be in 1927 and understand the context
Right.
that this movie came out just for now.
Because
And
apparently I think the reason this movie's on the list is it did a bunch of crazy innovative stuff that was super boring now. Like they did a tracking shot while people are walking.
Just to summarize Charlotte's review here, I mean, I think what she said here could easily be what I say, besides the incorrect amount of time this movie takes. I know exactly how long this movie is. 1 hour, 34 minutes, because I was looking at that timer for a long time. Charlotte, look a little closer next time before you do some research.
Yeah. God, that was I do agree also that the film could have been done in 30 minutes quite
Yeah,
easily.
yeah. And again, like, I don't ever want to watch a silent movie, ever.
Right, and I think we have more silent movies coming on this list.
Just
so-
a couple more, I think.
Yeah, boy.
Charlie Chaplin.
I remember at the beginning we're watching and we're like, oh, it's silent. Yikes.
You knew!
Yeah, and then, I don't know, it seemed kind of neat when we started watching it, but a full-length feature silent film is hard to get through with our modern sensibilities.
Yes.
If there were more explosions, maybe, or...
More goblin swords.
More
There-
car
there's
chases.
just certain elements in movies that I think we figured out work, and that
Right.
this movie does not
Right.
have, such as tank on ice.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, back. So it has like tracking shots. It has forced perspective to make the set look normal size.
You're talking about why this film is actually a big deal, and it's for
Right.
technical reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. I don't know anything about movies, but there's a lot of things in it that are innovative, but I didn't notice it, right? Because I don't know.
And it certainly doesn't make the movie a good movie to watch or enjoyable.
Right. Oh, and apparently they introduced some tropes, like, for example, when he goes off to almost murder his wife, the dog freaks out, and, like, that's the first time they did that in a movie. It's just little things like that. So, back even further to Dude is a Psycho thesis.
Yeah.
So, first he chokes his mistress.
He
and
is the
then
main character, and he's the worst.
He's the worst. So then again, I cannot emphasize how many steps he went through in planning to kill his wife
Yeah.
before he ultimately decided not to in a split second.
Yeah.
So then they're in the city having their romantic romp, and at one point, a guy sits too close to his wife,
Oh, yeah.
and he slowly takes a knife out of his pocket to threaten the guy.
Yeah, that was this movie.
Yeah.
I am remembering that.
And then later in the film, so spoiler alert, they come back and they're in love, and then the storm hits while they're on the boat. So they had to take a boat to the city and a boat back. They were coming on the boat back, and there's a storm a brewing, and their boat gets overturned, and he thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
And then the mistress comes up and like, yay, our plan worked. And then he decides to chase the mistress and choke her so much that he's clearly trying to kill her.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's insane.
He's
a nutto.
Yeah. Damn psycho.
Mm-hmm.
He has not learned a lot. I don't feel like he really grew as a character.
Yeah.
Just kind of in love with his wife after some fun times in the city and the carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. What did you think of the film pacing? What did you think of the acting?
Again, is it hard to judge silent film acting? Because I don't know about the technology of filming those movies, but it seems like the frame rate isn't consistent enough that you see like jerky emotion sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to decipher like what they do is intentional or what they do is an artifact of the filming.
Right.
So I guess the characters were able to deliver a lot more information than you'd think without saying a lot of words.
Right. Oh, it's also, even though it was a silent film, but they only had like 10 cards. Like most of it was just silent action.
And I mean, they did it. They did convey the plot.
Yeah.
I got what the characters were trying to say, but it just wasn't interesting.
Yeah. And sometimes silent film acting is a little over the top because obviously they can't speak. But I mean, I just couldn't get over what a raving lunatic he was. That was very distracting. The plot was so bananas.
But the biggest problem is the tone. Because it's like, is this a dark, evil drama, sad time?
Right.
Or is it a good, happy time? I don't know.
I was
I
unclear.
didn't know how to feel at any
Is it
point.
drunk pig or is it him choking women?
And I think you really got to be one or the other in
Yeah,
the span of an
you
hour.
gotta
In
choose
an hour,
one.
34 minutes, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just was really bored. And
Very
I feel like
bored.
I feel bad, like unsophisticated or maybe.
I don't mind. No shame.
No shame.
No shame.
Perhaps I should be there as well. Yeah. I wonder what other people think about silent films in general, perhaps.
Do you have anyone in mind?
What about our bro?
John? I wonder what he's up to. Let's
see.
let's have a bro call.
Bro call.
All right, let's give him a call. Have the trivia crack up. Call Brother John.
Calling Brother John.
I'm so excited. I bet he's gonna have so much to say about
He's
this.
gonna have a lot of content for us. Let's go.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
speaker.
You there?
Hello.
Heyo.
Hello! John, you are on Flahertys on Films, the best movie podcast ever. This week, we are talking about the movie Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans. Please have anything to say about it. We don't.
Song of Two Humans, is that literally the title?
That's
Literally the title
It is a silent film from 1927.
from like a German expressionist, maybe a Nazi.
Maybe Nazi, yeah. So just go off of any of that if you can. Try to fill some time. Oh no! Oh no! Did he just hang up on us? I guess we deserve it.
Wow. I see how it is.
Wow. All right, well, that was bro call. Yikes.
Okay. So let's wrap this one up.
So this has been a hearty episode.
Yeah, this is a lot of content, a lot of rich discussion.
This has been a good experience. So what is your grade, and explain why in thorough detail?
I guess. Well, so would it go in my personal top AFI?
That's
No.
the first thing we do, yeah.
Because again, I'm sure it's really important for the way it's set up film and blah blah blah, but I don't know anything about that.
I've seen an old silent film. Have you seen the movie Hugo? It's a recent new movie, and it's about the director who makes those really technically creative. One of his movies has a big moon with like a rocket in his eye.
Cool. No, I haven't seen it.
Just saying, I think there are silent movies out there that I think are more technically unique or more artistic than this is.
Interesting. I
So-
mean, for my AFI, I don't care enough. I'm too bored.
Too bored. Yeah, it's gotta be interesting.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
I guess I'll give it a D.
You give it a D.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not enough?
Because like I did watch the whole film. I didn't
Oh, barely. I couldn't. I was barely hanging on. Just walking to get some water.
I don't know. It didn't make me angry.
That's true.
I didn't hate it.
I almost like having that anger, though. It's fun to have emotion.
Sure, but it's influencing my grade. I'm a little too ambivalent about it to give it an F.
Yeah. I'll give it an F.
Okay.
Just let's create some drama here. Let's create some
Wow.
tension.
So pissed.
Yeah. All right. So, should we thank
All
our
right.
sponsors?
Yeah, this week's Flahertys on Films brought to you by Marble.
What is it? Just the material? It's a good material if you need to like have a fancy statue. If I'm gonna make a statue of myself, I'm not gonna make it out of rubber. I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm not gonna make it out of wood. That'll be on fire. What? I'd be an idiot. Aluminum? I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with that.
Oh, wow.
What am I, building a computer?
Is that what computers are made out of? Aluminum?
Yeah, this is aluminum.
Oh, cool.
This Apple. Yeah. So marble's a good choice for your own personal statues. Or columns, Greek columns. They're made of some kind of fancy stone.
Aren't they made of stone?
Marble's a stone.
Right. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yep, we're learning.
Good thing they sponsor us.
And so buy it. Buy marble. Not from any brand. Whatever you buy, it just goes right
Sorry,
to marble.
just to
Big marble.
To be clear, the Marble lobbyists.
Yeah.
They sponsor this podcast. That's
Exactly.
important.
Yeah, let's be
All right.
pretty clear what's going on.
And join us next week when we discuss. Don't know, but it's gonna be great.
It's going to be really good. It's going to be a hearty discussion.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be longer than 15 minutes. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
And cut.